What is up, everybody? My name is Dumasect. I'm being joined today by...
Redicoon. How's it going, guys?
This is the Octoboobs podcast. This is going to be our first one of these.
Studios. I forgot about that.
I did not. No, I figured that'd be a great name for it. Bring that back a little bit.
Nice.
So, today I want to talk about... Obviously Sword and Shield just came out. Well, I mean, it's been out for a couple weeks by this point. And one of the things I've been seeing a lot in reviews is people talking about this whole idea of, is the combat system in Pokemon not aging particularly well? And I believe you have played a lot of turn-based games before. Yeah, I'd say quite a few.
Oh, yeah. I run through like Final Fantasy games fairly regularly.
Yeah. So one of the things, they were talking about is like comparing these games. Have you seen any of the Persona 5 gameplay?
No, I don't really know anything about Persona except that it's like an offshoot of Shin Megami Tensei or Digital Devil Saga.
Specifically, they've been comparing it to 5. I know 4 was like really big, but 5, I guess, has a lot of personality, and I went and checked out a gameplay of it.
Was that a pun?
What?
Persona, personality?
Oh, no, it wasn't supposed to be. I'm just saying they have a lot of character just packed into like the combat system and everything. But as I was sitting there watching it, it's the exact same problem with the Pokemon gameplay. A lot of people are bitching. It's like, oh, you use Earthquake over and over again. You get essentially you get the best attack and you just keep spamming it.
Yeah.
But as I was thinking about it, it's like that's all of them. That's all of these. Well, I'd say I can't just say JRPGs, but that's all like turn-based games.
Yeah,
you essentially get one or two attacks, and
it's just like Final Fantasy VII. You get Omnislash, just Omnislash everything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what it was called, but it's it's like an ultimate method of winning. You're always going to use it.
Yeah, I mean, even in games where. Well, turn-based games where,
Dominant strategy, that's what it's called.
Yeah, okay, even in other turn-based games, though, where they kind of throw in the whole elemental typing, like Pokemon, you're still going to be just spamming the same thing over and over in that particular fight.
Right.
If you come up against, like, a Red Flan in a Final Fantasy game, it's like, oh, hit it with
ice.
Well, either an ice or a water attack, depending on what game you're playing.
Yeah, very true. I know 10 kind of changes that up here and there.
10 introduced water for some reason.
I think water was in some of the older ones, but yeah, that's beside the point.
It was never big though, like it was in 10.
Basically, the biggest problem that I'm seeing is that, as you said, in all pretty much turn-based RPGs, is the battle systems are getting stale. And I actually heard a rumor of a Legend of Dragoon remake.
Ooh.
And I actually really liked their battle system because it had like action sequences in it where it had like QuickTime event basically. So you were actually engaged during the battle and not just mashing the X button or A or whatever it might be, and then going over to your other thing that you're watching a video in the background. Or like for me, I play Pokemon while I'm playing other games, because like I get to a spot where I have to like sit and wait or whatever. I'll pop up Pokemon and play that until I have to sit and wait, and then I'll switch over to Skyrim or whatever.
So yeah, it's kind of hilarious. I realized today, well, not just today. So I've been playing World of Tanks with Hippie and Goddammit Pat, which is his official name. He should make a YouTube called Goddammit Pat.
He'd probably get shut down.
Demonetized. He'd be pissed because he was forced to change. He was Shat in the Hat on World of Tanks,
and they made him
forced
change
him
it.
to change his name. But been playing World of Tanks with them the past couple days. It's occurred to me, it's like I can still do max raid battles and Shield. All I have to do is get into a max raid battle, and it's literally press the A button 2 times and
go over to
boom,
Dynamax.
yeah.
That's all you have to do. Or even if you just use like Eternatus or...
Well, even with anything else, you use a normal attack, whatever that thing's weak to.
Yeah,
you spam it over and over. It takes 2 minutes for everyone to go through all their animations.
Yeah, I have battle animations turned off, so that goes a lot faster when I'm in solo.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm almost always in online mode, so
I rarely get people to join. I always get shitty spawns.
It depends. I've definitely noticed it depends on what it is. You're not going to get anyone for your Quillfish, but
oh, what's that? You want another level 5 Cloyster?
There's so many level 5 Cloysters.
Are you sure you want a 25th?
The one that killed me the other night is I had a level 5 Diggersby, and Diggersby was kind of a bitch because it kept using Earthquake.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was fun trying to fight solo. It's just like, hey, I can, stomp this thing, but all my computer allies die on the first turn.
And there we get to my first complaint about max raid battles. I don't
That's really
know.
The only complaint I have about max raid battles.
Same here. I don't know who decided that your computer partners should bring in the absolute worst fucking matchup that they can find.
So this is interesting. This is a good transition point. Because after I initially saw, there was essentially I kept seeing people bitching about this in reviews, and eventually I went and found one video where there was probably just a 5-minute rant, a 20-minute video about the battle system, how it's getting old. And so I kind of looked it up, and there was someone talking about this whole idea of the computers or the AI in the game being really shitty, because they're like, I really like the competitive, or not competitive, but the battle tower battles. It's a lot better AI in those. Which got me to thinking about one of the things we bitched about playing Sword and Shield, which was Hop's team. leading with a Wooloo. It's just, or not, I guess it was a double by the end. And it's just like, why does he have a double?
But for literally 80% of the game, he sends out a Wooloo first.
That would be like playing red and blue in blue keeping his Raticate in the Elite Four and just being
God.
Like, why?
He's literally just there for Hyper Fang.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or Super Fang, whichever one takes him down by half.
That's Super Fang. It's like, oh, you killed his Raticate. It's like, no, you didn't. He got rid of his Raticate. Raticate's not a good Pokemon.
Oh no, it died.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure in the manga.
I forgot about it.
I'm pretty sure in the manga, it straight up died.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. He just lets it go.
No.
Okay.
I don't even think he has a Raticate in the manga.
He might not.
Unless you're thinking of a different manga, but the Adventures manga, I don't think he has Raticate even.
I've never actually read them myself. It's just one of those things I think
all
I read
7
somewhere.
of you.
Yeah, all 47 or 49 of Agatha's personalities, which I am a part of.
Damn straight you are, baby.
Oh, God.
Everyone brings up, because, the big scene from the manga everyone brings up is the Arbok getting cut in half, but what no one tells you is it comes back later.
Oh, does it?
It regenerates.
Okay.
I mean, it still gets cut in half, but it regenerates.
But it's not, dead.
They took it to the Pokemon.
They bring it back.
2 of them.
I had an accident, and they come in with 2 halves of an Arbok.
It's just Pikachu split in half, and they're like,
Fix it.
Yeah, we've got Obamacare. We'll take care of it.
They just like slap it and fucking put some duct tape around it, and they're like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, they've got the same kind of doctors that they have in GTA. They just don't tell you that.
I mean, they're pretty good then, I guess.
I got shot 47 times and
all in the face.
Yeah, and then drove an airplane straight into the ground from 40,000 feet in the air.
But what got me,
$500, we'll put you back together.
But what actually killed me was the SWAT van.
Yeah, no shit. Survived all of that. It was the it was trying to get up, and yeah, some random fucking SWAT van just not even driving over you, just like clipping you and sending you into a wall.
God, I'm having flashbacks of our videos.
Ah, good times in GTA.
They were. I still say we bring it back.
I still say they need to make another one because it's been almost 10 years.
It's definitely on its way.
Yeah. But, no, I got to... I don't exactly know what they could do unless they fully just get rid of turn-based combat, which I don't recommend. I don't know what else they'd go to. One of the things I thought they could do was, and I wanted to run it by you. So, what if, I mean, we'll keep single battles in, but for the most part, throughout the game, switch over to double battles?
I mean, there wouldn't really be any problem with it, but it would still likely end up being the same thing, except just with a little bit more menuing.
Yeah. I don't know, because usually the big thing people go to... Oh, once again, another one of the things they go to with other turn-based tech or turn-based games like this is the combos you can pull off with characters and stuff, and it's just like, I mean, you can kind of do some of that in doubles, and obviously you haven't played Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness, and almost all of the battles in those are double battles.
Oh yeah, I do remember I played like the first hour of it, because Coliseum's the one where you start with an Umbreon and Espeon, right?
Yes, that's the first one.
Yeah, I do remember that. The first thing you do is get in a fight, and it's a double battle, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. I'm pretty sure all of them in that one are double battles. And I think there might be a few single battles in the beginning of XD Gale of Darkness, because you just start off with an Eevee in that one.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think that lasts very long. I think that's maybe 2 battles, and then once again you're right back into double battles the entire time. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know if that would solve anything.
The only other thing I keep thinking is what they're doing with 7 right now. They switched over to action RPG. There isn't really much you can do to change up a turn-based battle system. I mean, they've tried to here and there. Obviously, the Dynamax and the Mega Stones and whatnot, they try to kind of add little things here and there, but it just doesn't seem to want to stick.
Well, I mean, I've watched some gameplay of the new 7. That was another thing that ended up getting brought up was...
I want to play it.
That new gameplay, but... Is it just... Is it like 12, or is it just you click the square button over and over and you do attacks that way?
I didn't play 12, so I don't know.
You played 11, though, right?
Yes.
12 has the same combat system as 11, except for it's faster.
Oh.
It's more streamlined.
Well,
you essentially
you
still
played
have
15, didn't you?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I have not played. I don't want to play 15. I took one look at 15. I was just like, that's not Final Fantasy. I'm done.
The battle system in that was a bit like you just kind of mash X or square, whatever button it might be. But there's a lot of things you can change up and do. There's a lot of variation to it still. But if they make the battle system kind of like Crisis Cores, I really liked Crisis Core's battle. I thought it was really cool.
I
The
also
materia
haven't
system
played that
and
one.
the materia and the level up was really strange and not quite how they should have done it, but it was just another weird little thing they could do to throw a twist into the battle system.
My problem with this too is I also don't know if these are people that just normally don't like turn-based combat, because there's a lot of those out there, or if it's, well, if you go over to a system like that, that's a lot of animations, and they've already made it pretty clear they don't want to do a ton of new animations.
They've shown they don't want to do a whole ton of anything.
Yeah, no, not a ton of work if they can get away with it.
They just want to add some like depth of field effects on the graphics and call it a new game.
Hey, we gave you guys a rotating camera. Why aren't you happy?
I was happy about that.
It only took half the Pokemon.
It was not a trade worth doing. I liked it because ever since pretty much like 3rd gen was when I started thinking, imagine if you could actually see the Pokemon there and, actually like see them running around in the grass and everything and avoid the ones you don't want to get. And then that ended up pretty much happening with Let's Go. I mean,
it going into it, hearing a lot of people talk about that with the review, it's just like, this is dumb. You're like, random encounters aren't that bad, but after getting into it, it's like, okay, no, I do actually prefer this. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, I like being able to actually choose which one you want to go for, there's still that random effect too of the shaking grass.
Yeah, that's true. And I will say though, like a downside for me is I do not like getting chased by things, especially
fucking
when you look behind
aggressive
you. It's like,
ass Tyrogues.
You look behind you, there's like 15 Noiverns.
And they're
it's
fast.
Just like, oh, hi. The Arcanines at the Lake of Outrage. It's like, oh my god, giant fluffy dogs. Everywhere.
Yeah, it's
it's every lonely girl's fantasy. Just giant fluffy dogs chasing after them.
Yay!
One of the things I thought about, it wouldn't work. It'd be stupid as hell. You've played Conception 2.
Yep.
Changing its system up to like that, where you can attack from different angles. But at the end of the day, I was just like, this isn't adding anything.
No, it would still be just mash A.
Yeah. But then again, that's kind of the other problem that we were just talking with, like that new Final Fantasy system. It's like, are you just mashing square over and over again? Maybe occasionally hitting triangle?
I was gonna say, yeah, because usually it's like, yeah, square for the light attack, triangle for the heavy, you got circle for the jump, and X is your activate, whatever else.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about, I wonder if they have a similar, like, battle system to something like Nier Automata, because I have played it. And a lot of people with, when it came out, were like, oh, this combat system's really cool, and it's like, no, it's really flashy, but at the end of the day, you're just hitting square, or I guess that I've played it on Xbox controllers, so like you're hitting like X a little bit, occasionally hitting like Y and B and shit. And...
Ooh, I got it.
All
right. So the next protagonist for the next big Pokemon game is gonna be Dante, but Dante from Devil May Cry 2. And just make it like Devil May Cry.
And your rival is Doom Guy.
Oh god. No, it's the later Dante, so you can finally just be like, no. You're not a thing. You should go away. Never come back.
One of my biggest issues with switching
Give him a Wooloo.
Oh god. One of my main issues with switching over to a new battle system is I look at all the other things that have done this in the past. Final Fantasy being one of them, and it's just like, oh god, is is it worth it? Because, like I said, I doubt I'll play a new Final Fantasy game ever. I might get 7, but
it's worth going for it if it's innovative and intuitive at the same time.
So what you're saying is we want the game to play itself. We have to make it like 13.
Oh my god, please, no. No, innovative in the sense that it's something new, something different, unique, but still intuitive that you can just pick it up and still play it without having to like master this ridiculous combo system or something like that. It's not like you're trying to play Tekken. Although that could be a cool thing if they actually did have a nice combo.
They already have kind of like a Pokemon fighter. So
yeah, they had Pokken
tournament, and I don't think they've ever mentioned like doing another one of them yet. So
yeah, I don't think they have any intention of doing one.
5 years down the road, it'll be like the next Pokemon Snap. Like, hey, can we get another one of these? No, you can't.
Yeah,
we did the one.
I would love a new Pokemon Snap, but
everyone would.
Yeah, pretty much everyone would.
The Wii U would have been the perfect system for it. No.
Oh yeah.
No Pokemon Snap for you. So going back to like the Battle Tower thing, this was an option I wanted to run by you. So, what if there was an option for a hard mode, a difficult mode? And, they have the whole catching limit thing. Well, what if instead everything had a battle limit? So, like, let's say your first fight, everything tops out at level, like, let's say 10 in your first, maybe, town battle. So everything is level 10. You get your Pokemon. We could actually say its normal level is still 5, but when you throw it out into the battle, its level is still 10. And instead of getting experience at the end of the battle, you get these new experience candies. But regardless of whatever battle you get into at like whatever section of the game, the level of your stuff and the level of the enemy's stuff is all it's all the same.
But then it scales up through the game.
Yeah, I mean, you could end it at like level 50, once you're up at the Elite Four area.
Right. I mean,
again, hard mode. So
right,
instead of you would have an option, like not saying this is a replacement, but saying this
something to do after you've beaten the game, and
we'll get that, or just like, hey,
hard mode,
the Pokemon games are just easy as fuck. We want to introduce this system. They could sort of implement the same AI they have in things like the Battle Tower and the Battle Tree then.
It seems like the AI in the Battle Tower is just fine.
It's not perfect. It's not great. It's not going to compare to the vast majority of competitive players. I know, like, a big thing.
It's definitely not your Dynamax partners, though.
It's not. That's true. It's also not your. It's not your rival, where they're going to be like doing really stupid shit, like, oh hey, I know I could faint your Pokemon right now, but I'm going to use Growl instead. Lower that attack a little bit, even though I have like one hit.
That's been another thing that's really bugged me in the last 2 or 3 gens. Is you don't really have like a solid rival. You have a frenemy or just your friend. They're not even a frenemy.
I don't mind that so much, but I would prefer him to go back to like someone like Hugh from Black and White 2, where it's actually like, hey, even though this is a person you're clearly friends with, they can still be kind of like serious. They don't seem like they're goofing off the entire time.
Right. But I actually really liked Gary, or Blue, whatever you want to call him, as a rival, because immediately
he was a dick.
You instantly hate him. The first thing he does is just insult the shit out of you, and he's like, smell you later.
To be fair, I instantly hated How as well, just for very different reasons.
I've pretty much instantly hated all of them, but not for a good reason other than like
this person's really
you're not
annoying.
a good rival and you're just annoying.
Yeah, I don't know. I like my kind of fucking suggestion on that. I just don't know if it would work. One of the other things I really think they need to start doing, especially, you know, adding in a hard mode regardless is something that definitely should have happened a long time ago.
They've been really easy since Gen 5.
Even Gen 5. I haven't went back and played Black and White 2, which I've been meaning to do, and I do want to try it on because after you beat it, it does have an improved difficulty that I want to try it out on, but replaying Black and White was just like, oh, okay, this is just as easy as all the new games. So I think the last like hard one they made was probably the Gen 4 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, since Gen 5, it seems like it's been a lot easier to just kind of walk through the game. There's like, you'll have to sit and train up for like one spot, and you train for like an hour or whatever, and then you can just walk through the next 4 or 5 gyms, and then train for another hour, and then go beat the game, pretty much.
Well, I know a lot of people have talked about the whole EXP all going back to it and it not helping. And it's just like, I don't know if that's really the problem. I know a notorious thing I noticed in not Black and White, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, everyone has like one Pokemon.
Yeah, nobody carries even close to a full team.
I can't remember the last game I played that I ran into someone that wasn't like an Elite Four member or something, and it's just like, oh, you have 6 Pokemon.
And even they don't have 6.
Yeah, no.
I think the last 2 gens, quote unquote, Elite Four type things, only had 5 Pokemon.
And 6 had 4.
Oh my god, really?
Yep.
Why?
Generation 6 Elite Four only had 4 Pokemon apiece. The champion has 6.
But if he
the
didn't,
Elite Four
I'd
members
be kind of like, what the fuck? But
the Elite Four members only have 4 Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure for your first run through on the Elite Four, I know not having a full team has been a thing at least since Gen 2. Because you're the Generation 2, the first time you go through the Elite Four, they don't have a full team.
Oh, really? They only have 5?
Yeah, they either only have 4 or 5 Pokemon. But I know
thought they had full teams the first time.
That might have been a difference in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I'd have to go back and look again.
Oh, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I don't remember.
Well, hold on, I can look this up. I'm pretty sure
we're actually closing in on our
30-minute mark.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Okay. Just figured I'd mention it.
Yeah, I know. Elite Four Pokemon Go. But yeah, no, they pretty regularly, I don't think, have had full teams, which it's weird to me because
maybe I just never noticed that they had stopped doing that.
Yeah, everyone but Lance in Gen 2 only has 5 Pokemon. I'm not actually seeing anything about a rebattle with them with 6 Pokemon in Gen 2.
No shit, yeah, they might just have 5 then. I didn't know that.
I know Gen 4, they the remakes, there's only 5 Pokemon the first time, and then the next time you battle them, they get infinitely harder.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Because their shit goes from level 40 to 60 to I think it's like they start with 70, and I'm pretty sure Lance's Dragonite's his final one's level 86 or something.
Yeah,
shit.
Something like that.
It's something ridiculous.
I lost my copy of Soul Silver, and I'm really sad about that. I borrowed it to my niece, and then her DS got stolen out of her locker.
Ah, it's shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I have Heart Gold. I've been meaning to go back and replay that again. But, no, I distinctly remember there being old trainers you could fight that they would have. Like, what? Where is Six Magikarp guy? I mean, I understand we don't want to fight the Six Magikarps, but Six Magikarp guy I don't think's been a thing since Gen 4. It's just like, dude, come on.
Well, like I remember Gen 3, even the breeders used to always have 6, I thought, and then just recently I noticed they just don't anymore.
When you mentioned that to me, I was like, yeah, no, that was a thing. I think that was like Gen 3 and 4. Breeders had 6 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And yeah, they definitely don't do that anymore.
Oh, another thing I just thought was, I'm so glad that I went out and just played around a lot waiting for you, because if I had just went straight through the story, I would have been extremely disappointed in how short it would have been.
Oh, no doubt. Listening to people talk about how it's a 10-hour story, or I think the shortest I heard was 12.
That's just
like,
sad.
Yeah, that's very very quickly.
Well, it's like, I don't know, maybe the fact that there's been so many Pokemon games now that you just instinctively just want to go through it because it's the same thing that you've done for the last 6 games.
I know a lot of people I've heard that have talked about the story, especially people that are like, they play the Pokemon games because they like the stories. They've been very disappointed with this one. It's
lackluster.
Well, when I mentioned, I definitely have this planned in my review when I'm to eventually do it.
Subscribe.
About, subscribe. The replayability is just, I usually when I want to replay a Pokemon game, it's for the story.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to replay this one. It's like, oh wow, the story sucks. To me, the main reason you would ever want to replay it's for the wild area.
Yeah, that's just about it. But
there's another YouTuber I watch. He just put out a video today talking about how he's addicted to Pokemon, but he also mentioned it. He's like, I don't leave the wild area. The only time he leaves the wild area
is to go heal or need something.
Go to a Pokemon Center.
Yeah, that's
just
pretty
like
much all I do too.
It's like if there was a Pokemon Center in the wild area, I'd never have a reason to leave.
Oh yeah, just go to the meeting area, the meeting spot. That lady there'll heal your Pokemon.
Well, it's also to get into like
items and
do
PC
the Pokemon
blah, blah,
jobs.
Blah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Pokejobs because I never do it because there's no point to it.
And some people use it. So.
I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people were saying you can like abuse it to do, or you can exploit it to do this and that.
Yeah.
I have no use for it.
Yeah. I don't know. They definitely have problem. I just I don't necessarily know what they could do to improve the battle system all that much, unless you leave turn-based combat behind. But at the same time, if you do that, I mean, is it a Pokemon game anymore?
Where are they gonna go with it? And
exactly.
How can it be a core Pokemon game with a different battle system? I mean, they can do it. They can do it, but it's not gonna feel right.
This is the guy, in particular, the guy whose video I watched that made me want to do this. Mentioned Pokemon Go a lot. He mentioned the whole capturing thing. And if I'm being honest, if they switched over to the Let's Go capture style they did, if they're just like, okay, this is how we're going to catch Pokemon from now on, I don't think I'd have an issue with that.
I'd love if they used the Let's Go capture method. I was really hoping they would actually do that. Once you actually take it down to where you want to catch it, fucking bring out your Pokeball and try to catch it.
I know that was also the biggest complaint of Pokemon Go was the battle system. Everyone's just like, this battle system sucks.
Well, they're like, it really does. It's not a normal battle system. They can only learn 2 moves, sometimes 3, sometimes they're like moves that they shouldn't know, and it's strange.
Even if it switched over to 4, it would still
There's also
Oh,
types that don't exist in the normal game.
oh, really?
Yeah,
I
it's
still haven't
strange.
played Go.
It's weird. There's strangeness to it for sure. They
I wonder how
just
the hell
added a couple
that's
new features for the battle system that actually made it a little more fun. But
interesting.
I just play it as something to play with my brother and my mom, pretty much.
No, at the end of the day, I don't. All these people are bitching about it. It's just like, what are your suggestions? When you bring up Persona, it's like, okay, we could spice up the interface a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna be, oh, hey, there's a grass type. Let's spam flame
Fire, yeah.
over and over and over. To me, the best way to improve the combat would be obviously to there's the cat. Would be to improve the AI.
Yeah.
God, but even for that, a lot of people have mentioned, okay, so we're going to improve the AI. We're going to make it a more competitive AI. And then it pretty much, the game devolves into either constant switching out or, coming up with tactics to prevent switching out. Like, oh, okay, well, you're just going to switch out over and over. So I obviously have to have, like, a stealth rock user on my team.
Right.
Which is pretty much what competitive already is.
But what if they were able to give trainers dynamic teams to say you have these kind of types in your party, so the trainers are going to have, what you're going to struggle against. Or not all of them, but, like, actually give you some challenge here and there.
See, that's kind of why I wanted the set level system in place. Was always like, well, that way, at least you can't always be,
you can't just
levels higher.
You can't
than
just
else.
steamroll through.
But the gyms is something I've wanted them to change for a while, because it's like, okay, the gyms showing off the type was cool in the first couple generations. Now that we're this far in, it's like, no, these are supposed to be elite trainers
who know what they're doing.
I don't want to go to the end of the game and it's like, oh, I'm the ice type trainer, and it's like, the ice type sucks. Why is
there a whole gym dedicated to this?
Yeah. No, if these are going to be elite trainers, to me they should. One of the things I really wish they would do is set it up to show off a certain Pokemon of a particular strength at that point in the game.
This is the special attacker gym. This is the...
No, set it up like... Okay, I'm going to use Gen 1 because it would be a good example. Like Brock, set him up. It's like, oh, maybe Brock's going to have, instead of being a rock gym, have like Beedrill and Butterfree. Because early in the game, you're right around level 10 at that point. Those are going to be major threats. It's going to be like, oh yeah, shit, I suppose, this is going to be difficult. But then as you go to like the next gym, it's going to be like, oh yeah, no, those things you just fought, those are nothing anymore. You're going to get like 10 levels in Rock Tunnel. You're going to have level 20 shit going into this next gym.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a bit like the Final Fantasy type stuff. Except there's no cap on that, obviously, but... With going up to the next boss, you're like, if you didn't actually sit and grind a little bit along the way, you're probably gonna be struggling most of the game.
I'm okay with them taking the grinding mechanic out of Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
I really am. But the gyms are something that I think has needed to change for a while. I did like how they introduced Dynamax that made them a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was still... I could take a grass-type Pokemon against the ice-type gym, and even though I'm weak to them, I could still smoke them.
Yeah, still walk right through it. Or at least have them scale to you.
I think that was one of the reasons why I actually found Leon to be a little hard.
Yeah, I actually had to use a revive. I was like, holy shit, he actually killed a Pokemon.
If that's gonna, honestly, to me, that is something too that should be taken out, is in battle items.
It would make it a lot harder.
It would. That's already the reason I try not to use them, but I would definitely like to see those taken out and just be like, no, you want to use a revive, you have to get through the battle.
Yeah, I get that's always been something that I've always done because Gen 1, when I played through it, first of all, I was like 6. And it was hard. It was hard as fuck. So yeah, I was using in-battle items all the time. I was using a revive and a full restore every like 2 turns.
I don't think I've had to use an in-battle item probably since Gen 4. There might be a few times. I think there was a time I was playing through 5, because I was playing through Black and White just not too long ago. And there's someone used like a hyper potion. I was just like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I want this battle done. I had to like use the bathroom or something. I was just like, okay, you know, I'm going to use full restore. But I mean, other than like extremely situational times, I just don't use the in-battle items. They're not like Final Fantasy where it's like, oh, hey, you know, you might need these really bad.
If they're going to do anything with the option of using in-game or in-battle items, make it just that, an option you can select. For people who want them and people who don't want them, you can turn them off, you can keep them on, make it fun for yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. I think there's definitely places they could go and make the games... I think that's what it comes down to. I don't necessarily know if there is a problem with the battle system, other than the fact it's not difficult.
Oh yeah, it's way too easy, and a big part of I haven't really looked into it, so I haven't seen what other people have been saying. My personal opinion is that a lot of Pokemon in general is hinging on my nostalgia for it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'd imagine it's the same for a lot of other people too. So when they play these newer games and they're not, you know, they just don't have that lasting effect. And you're like, I can't even remember Gen 6. I didn't even play through it that long ago. It was like 2 years ago. And I don't remember it like at all, other than you get roller skates.
There's bits and pieces of it I remember.
I don't remember much of Gen 5 either, but I do remember it being a lot more fun.
4 is the one I have the biggest problem remembering, but that's because it's been the longest.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I actually haven't played 4 since around the time that it came out, because I sold you my DS and I believe Pokemon with it. Yeah, and that was the last time that I played it, and that was 2007. 2006, 2007. Yeah, so that was
probably accurate.
Over 10 years ago, so that was a while. So that's understandable why I've forgotten that one, though. Because I played through Silver like 2 months ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, even at that, Red, Blue, Gens 1 and 2 I remember extremely well, but I beat those, you know, to all fucking hell in my head when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't remember shit about 4. Obviously, I'm replaying 5 right now, and there was a lot of stuff I didn't remember about that, like Double Grass. Did not remember Double Grass at all.
There's a Double Grass type?
No, it's darker grass patches you can get into, and you run into wild double battles.
Oh, gotcha.
Could just completely forgot that was a thing. I was playing a fan ROM before I went back and played it, and I remember getting into wild double battles in it, and it's like, oh, what a quaint idea, how cute. And then you're actually playing the legit Pokemon game, it's like, oh shit. This was a thing, right? Like, well, I don't remember this at all.
Right, like, oh yeah, I liked Horde battles.
Horde battles were great. I'm also very... There was other things they've tried to do with the battle types that they haven't brought back, which pisses me off.
Like triples and rotations and...
Triple and rotation battles. I would have liked to have seen Hordes and SOS battles return. Even though I'm not huge on them, I would still like to have seen them come back.
Like the other 400 or 500 Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. Or the GTS. Lols.
Yeah. Oof. I'm really glad they didn't get rid of Wonder Trade, because I don't know how else I would have got. Well, even if you hadn't had even if you hadn't had Sword version, I don't know how I'd ever have gotten the other legendary.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be an event for it. You're probably gonna have to go to GameStop.
God, no, it would be GameStop. You'd be right about
Actually,
that.
have you heard about what GameStop's doing?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're going to change their whole business model.
But not only... Well, I mean, already there's not events like what we're thinking of for GameStop. The ones they do now is you go to GameStop and you get a card.
Oh, yeah. But you still have to go to GameStop. Or you can do what we did and just be like, hey, call them and be like, I lost my code. Or send them an email.
Well, because they always run out of
cards.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah. They ran out of cards.
You call the hotline. It's just like, oh, hey, they didn't have cards.
They gave me this number.
Yep.
But
give me that code.
You think we should call her for this one?
Yeah, this is a good spot to end it. I don't think they should change the battling system. They could up the animations on it and maybe definitely update the AI. I think that would help.
Yeah, absolutely. AI is probably a huge one. Just difficulty in general.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's also mini games and shit they could do, or find a way to add into the game.
God,
to actually make it like.
Do they have any? They got the bike rally thing and the bike, yeah, and the cooking, the camping in general.
But one of the things I know I'm definitely bringing up in my review is max raid battles are awesome.
I love them. Yeah.
Battles. And to me, if they're gonna do like keep focusing on this whole like wild area idea, which they should, I definitely think Pokemon should start going in that route. But I think they also need to start adding in more multiplayer elements.
Absolutely. Me and you have spent tens of hours doing Dynamax battles together. So it's clearly a good thing. Everybody seems to be enjoying it except for the AI when they're doing things solo because they can't get anybody to join. Because Nintendo needs to do something about the servers or the matchmaking or something. That's something we'll get into another time.
Yeah, no doubt. But no, I believe that is a good point to cut her off. This is our first little podcast we're doing. And I think at the moment I do want to try to keep these monthly. I know you said weekly, but
I was just saying I'm up for whatever. Pretty much,
it's a lot of commitment. I don't know you that well yet.
Oh God, we've only known each other since like 2003.
Yeah, I mean that was just yesterday. Duh.
Feels like it. I'm old.
The millennial problem. It's like, wait, what do you mean? We're already 20 years into the year 2000. That was just yesterday.
Right, like what happened to Y2K? Did it ever hit? Yes.
Fucking might as well have.
It came in the form of Pokemon.
It was Sun and Moon, but it was just 4 years late. Beware is the Y2K.
Oh, I knew I hated him.
Beware and fucking Ash Greninja.
All right.
Until next time, guys. Watch out for bears.
Yeah. Use Rock Smash.
Use Rock Smash.